Beautiful beings of the universe, hello and welcome back once again. Today I got this beautiful calendar of 2024 that contains amazing motivational quotes. So I just felt like I should share some of my insights on that. So this is about it isn't where you come from, it's where you're going that counts. That's by Ella Fitzgerald, singer. Beautiful, I love that. And this is so essential because if you keep on thinking that in the past where you were that was a bit dark and now if you just think that there's no much hope for you in the future, that's all wrong, because understand that in the now, it's in the now that we are creating our presence. So the more awareness and consciousness that you do have second to second by centering in your breath, and then from there on you can actually figure out what is it that you're truly after. And then the second one is very beautiful. It says, I think it's very healthy to spend time alone. You need to know how to be alone and not to be defined by another person. That's by Olivia Wilde, actress. So spending time alone is so essential, right? Next one is awesome too. It says, let us not take ourselves too seriously. None of us has a monopoly on wisdom. Yeah, because sometimes we'll win and sometimes we'll lose. And the cycle goes on. So aim is not to take ourselves too seriously, right? Then this one is three things in human life are important. First is to be kind. Second is to be kind. And the third is to be kind. Henry James, author. So most important thing is to be kind. So stay kind even to your haters, even to people who dislike you, who are trying to create a lot of difficulty for you, because in turn they are your real teachers. They are going to tell you, they are going to bring about your maximum state of intelligence, because if they do not put challenges on your way, you're just going to have an easy path. And understand that for a sea that never has much storm, that never made a good sailor. So if you want to be a good sailor, you would meet a lot of troubles, especially if you are someone like me who's on a path of truth and who are all about raising your vibe and frequency. You're going to have many situations like that. In fact, not just that, whatever your situation, wherever you come from, whatever your existing life situation be, everybody gets challenges. So the only choice we have is, do you give in, or are you just outgrowing that? Now, outgrowing doesn't mean that you would not suffer in the first instance. Of course, it feels bad to be getting a sort of negativity from someone else, showing pretty loud on your face that they hate you, right? But then they are your mentors. Do you understand what I'm saying? How are they your real mentors? Is because then you know that they are trying to show an aspect of you, because the world is just a mirror of how you think about yourself. So if you think you're not worthy, chances are you're going to meet a lot of people who would reflect back to you that you're not worthy, that you don't deserve that you're not enough. So those are the pointers which you should take back on your own self and see, where am I wrong? Where are my flaws? How can I learn from that? And not just hate the other person. See them like your teacher. So that way you're going to use every single stone that is hit on you, you're going to make those as stepping stones. And that's what we want to do here. Next one is, the cure for boredom is curiosity. There's no cure for curiosity. Dorothy Parker, poet. And this is awesome too. Being young isn't about age, it's about being a free spirit. Leslie Twiggy Lawson, model. Absolutely true. Like, you might be old, but still, if you have got a free spirit, like look at Krishnamurti. He continued his life teachings throughout his life. So he died in 90s or something, like when he was in his 90s. But look at the freshness of this being, the intellect, what he has, the sharp knife-like intellect. And he's amazing because at the same time, he makes his teachings pretty easy, understandable. So absolutely, it's not about age that you are young, or it's more about how much free spirited are you, or are you just sticking to the standard. So even you might be a teenager who's too scared to challenge, who's too scared to question. That's not what we want here. What we want is You have a free spirit. That means you challenge the status quo. Why? If somebody tells you do this way, you must have the guts and courage to say why, rather than just staying in your comfort zone and thinking, oh yeah, maybe if I say yes, I shall get by today. Maybe tomorrow you will not. So there is an end of life for everything. Okay, so next one. If I had a flower for every time I thought of you, I could walk through my garden forever. Alfred Tennyson, poet. This is for my beautiful audience who are watching me right now. And this is true. And why do I say it's true? Because we are all one. And if I have good understanding about how all of us can live happy and in the sense of raising our consciousness so that we are more at ease on the planet. That's what I'm here for. Next one is by Steve Jobs. The ones that are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones who do. Just no words for that. It's so beautiful and so true. Because you might have a lot of skills, but if you are too close to think that you can't bring about change, that would just happen true for you. Because whatever we think about ourselves, that is true. If you think you are weak, you are weak. If you think you're good, you are strong, you are creative, you are intelligent, you have the light of awareness that you can, that you are just shining through, right? You're like that bright sun. So you are. Next one is by Muhammad Ali, boxer. The man who has no imagination has no wings. How beautiful. I'm a huge fan of Muhammad Ali. The way how he has got a beautiful work discipline, his ethics are insane. And this is another thing you will see. Anybody who has got strong work ethics, who has got strong sense of a higher value system, they're never going to bring others down. They're never going to point others. They're never going to show their hate on others. But you see, most immature people do that. And the reason being, they're too scared to take responsibility and turn within and fix themselves. Because now that needs a lot of work. But guess what? Criticizing others, saying you're trash, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're so and so, ha 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 ha, you know how people do on the street, or just random person who would be passing things like that to you, because you're trying to make yourself better and they are not. So that these things you would never ever see in a person who's more evolved, who has got more state of consciousness, who understands that let me look at my own self and let me see in how I can fix my own flaws rather than hating on others. Because see, you get nothing by hating others. You can hate your workplace, you can hate the place you stay, you can hate your country, you can hate your family, you can hate almost everybody and everything. But that truly doesn't get you anywhere. But rather, if you turn inwards and you see, why am I in this state? What is it that I can change right now that tomorrow is going to be better for me? Well, that can bring about certain change. That is exactly what you want to do. Because I think that everybody has got their own standard wherein you do not want to fall below your own standards in your own eyes. Meaning you said something to your own self, like you committed, I'm going to do this task today. But then that today turned to tomorrow. You procrastinated one day. Then that one day turned to 2 days. Then that 2 days turned to a month. Then to a year. Then to 2 years. And where are you going with this? I know this because I have done this. And I'll be honest, it just makes you feel very pathetic, because that means you are not truly taking action for your own self. So now the thing is, you need to step out of your own self. Imagine yourself like a small child. Like, let's say if you had a child who's 3-year-old, and the child says, Mommy or Daddy, can you please teach me this? Would you be so wild and so blunt to say, I'm not going to teach you this, you're so dumb? I expected you to know this. But there is that 3-year-old child who's just a baby, who doesn't know. So you must teach that child in a way that the child understands. So same is your case. Do not over expect from yourself that, oh, since I've been doing this thing now for 10 years, I'm assuming that I'm just going to be excellent at that. Why? Just because you saw somebody on YouTube, or you saw somebody on SoundCloud, or you saw somebody on Spotify that, wow, they've got millions of plays. And look at my track. That just got 10 followers? That is so low. What am I doing wrong here? So now you do turn inward and you see that yes, because you have not put in the effort. Because if you want that million plays on Spotify, you know that you need to work that hard. It's not about working hard, it's just about going through step by step. Every single step is essential. Like Buddha said, if you want to go on top of a mountain, you need to take on all of those thousands of steps. You miss few, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it to the summit. So it's essential that we live in reality and not in illusion. Not in illusion of how we think we are and I'm so smart already. That's not true. We must have the courage to look for ourselves what we are, and also have the courage and transparency to be able to see the truth and take ourselves from there. Understand that your level may be zero. So take to yourself like a 2 or 3 year old child. And don't think that, oh, I'm so naive to start now. Look at all the people younger than me, they already have it. And look at me, I don't know. Yeah, you don't, that's okay. But at least you start now. Because if you do not even start now, chances are that you are never going to do that. And you must let go. Like if that's not that essential a thing for you, let go. But understand that if it is important to you, and if you think that maybe a few months down the lane or a few years down the lane, you're going to hate yourself for not truly believing in your own self and not having done things for your own self, that is going to give you a lot of self-regret, a lot of self-hate. You must want to save yourself from that. Yeah, it's very essential. Next one is, the man on top of the mountain didn't fall there. This is amazing. This is by Vince Lombardi, coach. So do not be too scared to go on top of the mountain thinking that once you have reached, you will fall. Yeah, if you're unconscious, you will fall. But if you stay conscious, you know the way back home, and you gradually take steps down and you come down. Next one says, difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. Zig Ziglar, author. I like this especially because most of the time, this is funny because if you are trying to walk safe, chances are you are walking somebody else's path. And this is very essential in the sense that people try to say, oh, don't do this, it's too risky, and don't do that because you might end up in a lot of loss, or you might die, and the biggest fear is death. But understand that you trying to play too safe is going to land you in a place much worse than death. Because when you will die, you are going to feel way more worse than actually dying, because of the fact that you did not have the courage, you did not have the guts to raise your voice against falls. Because you stayed in your own comfort zone thinking that I'm trying to conform now. Now, if I do not conform, I'm going to lose a lot of stuffs here. That's why Buddha says that you need to be not attached, not even to your own sense of who you think you are. See, as Nisargadatta Maharaj says, and I'll quote him again because he's my master and he's amazing for the insights that he has given. So he says, your own self of your I self is too shallow, because that you have acquired from society. So a minor thing like loss of money or loss of job or loss of your body makes you think, oh, I'm so vulnerable. Or your relationship's not working out, or any sort of failure, your business venture failed, and you were a huge business tycoon all these years, everybody knew your name, and now suddenly you are gone. Why? Because change is the law of nature. Now there are a lot of new upcoming startups who are doing way better than your business. Or maybe it's just a fear of coming down from number 1 to number 2. You were a top business tycoon and now you're third or fourth in the list. So your Who gets hit? Really, who gets hit? It's the ego that says, I'm always supposed to be number one. I should always be number one. But now look at me. It's so shame I fell down. So it's about transiency. Even at the lowest states, when you think you are not doing enough, or even at the highest states, when you think you have it all, everything would change. Because change is the only constant. If we stay with this awareness, it's going to save us a lot of unnecessary wasting of time staying and sitting in the fear zone, of not doing things that truly value, and of just running around meaningless things. That's going to save you a lot of time, and that's what you want to do. Yeah, so quite a lot of beautiful insights. And I also got this very beautiful incense stick today, pink colored, for Chinese New Year. But I personally like all these because it's very nice gift that I offer to my Buddhas. And have a great day. Thank you.